I am so incredibly proud of Simone Biles. Like, she is a GOAT, period. What is good, everyone? It's me, Dr. Ev, and I'm back with a video. We're gonna do another chit chat, do my makeup with me, get ready with me. I'm going on a little date tonight, so I'm gonna do my makeup and get ready for the day. I wanted to chit chat about Simone Biles' documentary on Netflix, Simone Biles Rising. It is so good. So as much as I was entertained by the documentary, period, because Simone is the GOAT, you know, let's be real, I had taken away so many mental health gems, like the whole, and mind you, this is just 2 parts. Like, apparently there's more parts coming in the fall, and we clearly know what happened. Simone Biles wins all around gold again. These 2 parts, there's just so many mental health gems that I decided that I was going to do a little comprehensive list, and we can talk about them together and why I feel like Simone is who she is, because it's clear there's so many different factors of optimal mental health that are present throughout her comeback to the Olympics. We're gonna do makeup together and we're gonna discuss. So y'all know I always have to start off with an Alani. This is like my staple. Can you see? There we go. This is like my staple makeup. I'm getting ready to do my makeup regimen. I don't know, routine. So, and actually, I realized that I cannot do my eyebrows and lashes and talk, so I will do that off camera and then we'll be back. Okay, y'all, I'm back. So brows are done, lashes are on. I used Miami lashes from the Sephora collection. My fave, all-time favorite. I do have notes, so I'm gonna be looking out on my phone. That's what I'm looking at, and my mirror is over here, so if I'm looking to this side, it's because I'm looking at the mirror, making sure I don't look a hot mess. To start off, I'm gonna use Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Glow Serum. Put that on my face, and I'm literally just gonna rub it in. First of all, the documentary is amazing. It basically follows her from the 2020 Tokyo Olympics and follows her journey, kind of does some like flashbacks to like Rio and where she started from, and then also kind of shows her past Tokyo in preparation for this year's 2024 Paris Olympics. And as you all might remember, in the 2020 Olympics, Simone Biles decided that she mentally wasn't in a good place, and in order to avoid a risk of harming herself, because a lot could go wrong if mentally she's not doing too well, she decided to back out of the remaining part of the Olympics. She got a lot of crap about that. Like, people were questioning her GOAT status, her ability to be a good team member, saying things like she left her team hanging, just a lot of just negative, very, very negative stuff. I don't blame her. That post the Tokyo Olympics was probably a very challenging time for her mentally, because she already was not in a great place. And then to have people online dragging you like that, I honestly can't imagine what she went through. So that's basically the premise of the documentary, at least so far. In the first 2 episodes, it's just following that journey. Let's use this milk primer. There we go, milk primer. I am going to basically walk through the documentary and point out mental health takeaways that I noticed. There were so many. And watching that documentary, like, I already loved Simone Biles already, because I think she's a very resilient athlete in person, very hardworking. I think she's very humble. She seems humble to me, but also very confident. Like, I already really loved Simone Biles as a person, and I love athletes, period. I am a former athlete, so I have a very special place in my heart for athletes. I feel like this documentary just was a big peek into how Simone Biles is as a person. And for me personally, it was a good way to get a sense of like why she is the way she is, like what makes her so resilient, what makes her so powerful, what makes her so determined and just disciplined. Can definitely see why she is who she is, like why my girl is the GOAT, because the mental health things, tips, gems, everything that was in these first 2 episodes, oh, I see why she is who she is. For foundation, I'm going to be mixing two colors. They're not quite good on their own, but together they're good. This is the Dior Forever Skin Glow in colors 7 and 6.5. So I'm just going to mix these two together. First, I'm going to point out the importance of self-awareness. Wow, this actually looks a little bit concerning. This color, oh snap. There we go. Ooh, because that was looking real orangey. Hopefully this comes out good. During the 2020 game, she did opt to finish early. She did not want to continue because she didn't want to risk hurting herself. She very quickly realized when she was performing her routine that something was off. She knew, she was like, something is not right. She says it in a documentary. She was like, oh, you know, this is not going well. She immediately was aware that whatever was happening is not normal, and she was going to need to stop so that she didn't risk hurting herself. And I think that in itself is such a big lesson, shows the importance of having self-awareness. Your body will give you signs that something is off. Before you can even really rationalize it with your mind, your body will send you signs. If you've ever been anxious, right, or worried, have you ever noticed that maybe before you even realize you're anxious or scared about something, that your body will start letting you know? Maybe your heart will start beating fast, maybe your stomach will start hurting. You may start feeling lightheaded, dizzy, different clues that your body is giving you before you can even like connect the dots and realize like, oh, okay, this is happening because I feel scared. Or even if it's another feeling, right? Maybe if you're feeling sad, your body may tell you before you even really connect the dots and realize that you're being sad. So maybe you don't have an appetite anymore. Maybe you're super fatigued and tired. You're sleeping all day. Like, your body will let you know. Simone kind of was able to tell through her body that something was not right. Maybe she couldn't articulate it at that time, but she felt in her body that something was off, and immediately was like, you know what, I need to stop. I need to, take a pause before I really do something to hurt myself. This shows again, like, having self-awareness. If she didn't listen to her body, she might have continued to compete and then really could have risked injuring herself seriously. And that's one of the first lessons that I think we can take away from Simone. Ended up not looking too bad. Woo, I'm not gonna lie, that scared me. I was like, why does it look so orange? It's supposed to give like a glow. It's like a glowy finish more than like a matte finish. So, and I'm using this Morphe brush. I'm gonna go in and conceal with this NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Amande. The next thing that I noticed from the documentary is how important support is when you are going through something. And Simone's parents and her husband, I mean, if you watch the scene where Simone is talking to her mother, and we don't hear Simone, but we hear her mom's response. And her mother is basically, you can infer that Simone is telling her, like, I'm dropping out, I'm not gonna continue. And the way her mom literally acknowledged, like, okay, you're dropping out, affirmed for you, and validated her concerns. Her mom, there was like no questions asked, like, okay, you're dropping out, that's good. She encouraged her. If it doesn't feel right, don't do it. And I think so often we don't realize how important having that support is, that support system, that validation, that acknowledgement, and that affirmation from your support system can do wonders for you. Because imagine if Simone had told her mom that, she didn't feel comfortable competing. Mentally, she wasn't there. And her mom was like, hey, telling her it's no big deal, like not acknowledging how she feels, trying to get her to change her mind. Like, there's so many ways that her mother could have responded. And I believe she responded in such a positive way that is only strengthened Simone's validating herself and what her experience was at the time. And so kudos to her mom. So I have to give a lot of credit to her husband, Jonathan. Jonathan was also very supportive. We all need somebody in our life who's like, look, don't even, people are saying stress you out in that way. You know who you are, and everything is going to be fine. And he was definitely there for her when she really needed him. And so having that support system when you're going through something is vital. It's so vital. And it also, to me, teaches us to not be afraid to lean on your support system when we're going through something. Very self-sufficient, don't like to ask for help, don't like to appear like they're going through something. That is a very common experience. I'm here to say it is very important to not be afraid to lean on your community. You won't be able to get the support you need if your support system isn't aware of what's going on. By the way, I'm using the Fenty contour stick in the shade Ebony to contour. Next takeaway I got was the importance of taking time. Simone got home. Obviously, there was a lot of emotions she was experiencing. And she felt that she had let people down by backing out, even though he did what she needed to do, and that was probably the safest decision that she could have made. But of course, there's going to be emotions that are related to backing out and feeling like you let not only your team down, but you let, you know, USA down. When she came back, she spoke about how, like, for at least a year and a half after Tokyo, she was in and out of the gym. Like, she would come, maybe do a few flips here and there, but she did not immediately get back into hardcore training. And I think that's a big lesson, is when you are going through something or when you have went through something, take your time. Really make sure that you are doing what you need to do to heal from whatever it is that you went through. If you do not take the time that you need, and there's things that have not been processed, you run the risk of those things coming up in a way that may be not as healthy, not as ideal of a time. There may have been pressure for her to immediately get back in the gym, immediately start training again, get ready for the next big meet, and she didn't. She did not fully commit to getting into training again until she felt like she was comfortable doing so. And I think that's a big, important takeaway. Okay, well, we're just blending out the concealer. I'm gonna use this Huda Beauty concealer to really brighten the under eye. And I'm gonna use this Rare Beauty liquid blush. It's in the shade Love. What are we thinking? I think it actually doesn't look too bad so far. I'm just kind of patting everything in. Next, I'm going to set my face. I'm using the Laura Mercier setting powder in the color Medium Deep, I believe. Yeah, translucent powder in the color Medium Deep. The other thing that I think was essential for Simone Biles' mental health was the support of her teammates too. Like how her teammates, when she would pop into the gym, were so supportive, were so encouraging, were validating her experience, continue to let her know that she's amazing, to take all the time that she needs. Like, they were just very, very supportive while she was out. And that is just, again, it goes back to the support, like same thing I said about her family being supportive, everyone around kind of allowing you that space to really process what's going on, and then also reminding you of who you are. When we experience any sort of mental health ailment, it's important to realize that that's something that is happening to you, but it's not you. Like, not to internalize it and make that who you are. It's something that you might be going through or struggling with, but it doesn't necessarily have to define who you are as a person. Sometimes it can get really easy to get stuck into that sort of trap, like, I am my anxiety, I am my depression, I am my trauma or my drug use. And it's important to realize, like, no, that might be something that you're dealing with, something that's a part of what you're going through right now, but that is not who you are. And sometimes you do need that sort of that external validation, that encouragement, and Simone was really getting that from not only her family but her teammates. I'm gonna go in with the One Size translucent powder as well. Now, if there's one thing that I took away from that documentary, and honestly, if you've been paying attention to the Paris Olympics, specifically Simone Biles' journey, then you already know what I'm gonna say, baby. Therapy. Simone started seeing a therapist. She seemed to really credit a lot of her improvement to starting therapy. And if you are familiar with me, if you follow me on Instagram or TikTok, which you should, by the way, links will be in the bio, I know that I'm a big proponent of therapy. You know that that's my steez. I think that everybody should be in therapy because we all have likely gone through something or are going through something that is in need of processing, of reflection, is in need of working through. And I spoke earlier about how if you don't process things that you've been through, then you run the risk of the manifestation of whatever you've been through coming out in ways that are not adaptive, ideal, not just run that risk. And so it's better to address and process and deal with those things on your own terms, and therapy is the best way to do it. And I use the NARS Laguna 8 to powder bronze. The day of her meet, she met with her therapist early in the morning before she competed. So therapy has definitely been a game changer for her. And to me, it makes so much sense because she's getting to control the environment in which she's letting go of things that she's been through, things that may be manifesting in a way that she doesn't want. And it's obvious that it helped her. So this is coming out really pretty, especially because of how we started with that orangey Dior foundation. But that blend, I think the blend is really good. But yeah, let's go ahead and spray. Pat that down. I'm gonna go in for blush with my NARS in Exhibit A. Another thing to take away is Simone encouraging her husband, Jonathan, to also do therapy. Simone recognized that therapy was really helping her. Her husband is also an athlete, but regardless, encourage him like, hey, I think you should start therapy too. And I think that's helpful for her mental health for a few reasons. One, always a good thing when you're able to recognize where a loved one might also be in need of some help, where they may also be struggling with something, and encouraging them to get the help that they need. In turn, gonna help you feel better. That's gonna make you feel positive. That's gonna make you feel like you're making a difference too. And I'm sure that when Jonathan agreed to see a therapist, I'm sure that really not only was helpful for Simone, helpful for Jonathan, obviously, but also helpful for their marriage, for their relationship. You always want the people around you to also be at their optimal mental health, because that's going to help them treat you better, right? So making sure that Jonathan is also operating in his best mental health is going to help him become a better husband, a better friend, a better supporter, maybe even to the rest of the family, a better brother, uncle, nephew. Encouraging your loved ones when you recognize that they could also benefit from getting therapy, from getting psychiatric help, whatever the case may be, encouraging them to seek out help is also very important for your own mental health too. And I'm gonna spray again. I did my eyeliner, mascara, and some highlight, and I'm gonna spray again. I didn't say it the first time, but I used Charlotte Tilbury's Air Setting Spray. Final step before the lips, I'm gonna go in and set everything with the One Size on Till Dawn. Final thing I will say about what I took away from the documentary with Simone Biles is do it scared. Do it scared. When Simone Biles competed in the 2023 World Championships, that's about how she was terrified to go and compete. Mind you, she had been practicing. At this point, she had been more consistent in her training. She was meeting with her therapist regularly. She had put in a lot of work, but she was still so scared. You know, the Tokyo Olympics was when all the things came to a head. And even though she was scared to go out and compete, she knew that she had put in the work and that she needed to go and do it. She had to just go and do it so that she could prove to herself that she could. And y'all remember what happened at the 2023 World Championships now. My girl killed it. I'm using Coin Collector by One Size. And then I'm just gonna go in a little bit more with Makeup Forever in Limitless Brown. Kind of just right under And I'm gonna go in Fenty Glow Heat for the middle. Top it off with Fenty Glow Heat in chocolate. I think it's like chocolate, hot chocolate or something. Yeah, hot chocolate. Okay, that is the makeup look. I'm gonna do my hair, but I'm not gonna do it on camera because the video's already kind of long. You know, the hair will also be done. Imagine that my hair is like curled and my baby hairs are actually laid. All right, well, that is all. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. I am so incredibly proud of Simone Biles. Like, she is a GOAT, period. I just have so much more respect for her because she is very open and prioritizes her mental health out loud. And make sure you check out the documentary Simone Biles Rising on Netflix. I'm so excited for the rest of the episodes that are gonna come out in the fall because obviously we know what the outcome was. You know what you think about this makeup look. If you want to know in detail any of the products that I use, let me know. And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok at What's Good Dr. Ev. And I will see you next time. Bye.